This is All Access MMA.
It's Vince Morales back here on the program. Vince, how's it going?
Doing good, James. How you doing?
Doing very well. May 2020 was the last time we saw you in the cage. We haven't seen you since then. It'll be more than a year, well more than a year since you stepped back in the cage. What's been the reason for the layoff?
With all the COVID stuff, it was crazy. That was part of it. But shortly after the fight, just getting back into training so I had fractured my orbital early in that fight. So I had to take a little bit of time away from training after that fight. As soon as I got back into training, I ended up tearing my Achilles. And yeah, that set me out until like February 2021. So I was out for a good 6 months. I ended up tearing that in August.
Gotcha. So was this the right amount of time off then, or were you hoping to get a fight a little bit sooner than this?
I think it's the right amount of time. It's about perfect. In my mind, when I was going through my own kind of visualization and goal setting, I was really hoping I could get a fight in August. It just kind of lined up with my own expectations and stuff. And then, sure enough, came along. So I'm grateful to be back. I've been training hard. I'm ready. I feel great.
Well, if this came true, you should have visualized a lottery ticket. Maybe you would have won some money or something. I don't know if this fight ended up the same time, right? So there you go.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. And
there you go.
Next time. Right now, victory's on the mind. So
exactly. I know the last two fights haven't been the performance that you've wanted. What have you sort of taken away from both those fights that you're bringing into this one?
The ability to check and avoid leg kicks is a big one.
Right.
Unfortunately, you're only as good as your last fight, and the last one was far from what I would consider a good performance for myself. Especially, I've prided myself in the past on the ability to walk through some of these leg kicks and still punch somebody in the face. When you get somebody who's good with them, like Chris Gutierrez, it shuts some of that down. And unfortunately, like the hard lessons are the best lessons. So amped up the skill set, getting a little better, my overall game. Like I said, I had to learn the hard way, and it'll show.
And you got plenty of notice for this fight, I'm imagining, like a full camp?
Yeah, this is the first time since, I had the Amin Zahabi fight in Ottawa in May of 2019 that was my only full camp in the UFC, and now it's this one. So I'm grateful to have a full camp. I've been kind of hard-headed in the past saying, no, I'm ready, just give me a fight, and it seems that hasn't worked out. So I'm grateful I get a full camp for this one.
And you're taking on Draco Rodriguez, 7-2 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I think we match up pretty well against each other. I think we've got a little similar styles, rough and tough. I think it's going to be a good fight. It seems like he always comes in there to fight, so I'm looking forward to that. I think it's a good matchup. We share a common opponent, Amin Zahabi. Didn't work out on his end, but up until that point, he was doing some real good things. So there's some good takeaways as far as how he performs in there. So this, which is something new for me, this camp as well, is actually studying tape and taking some notes. Normally, I try to stay away from that because it doesn't let me sleep at night. I just let my mind go. So trying to be a little more professional and strategize accordingly, and like I said, just be more professional.
Training camp, how have you structured things? Has it just been at home base, or you done any cross training? What's camp look like leading into this?
Camp's been over at Syndicate the whole time, which has been great. I started training there literally right before I tore my Achilles, so I was there for maybe a week and a half or so. I went to California to go train with my cousin Ricky for his fight, and tore my Achilles that same week. So I've had to do a lot of learning from the team and stuff on the sidelines for the first 6 months. It's grateful to get actually back on the mats in February with Syndicate, and it's been nothing but it's been great. It's been amazing. A pure growth process this whole time. I think it's coming together nicely.
Have you officially moved to Vegas, or are you just doing your camps there?
Officially moved, actually. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And me and my girlfriend Shino Van Hoos. So.
I was going to say, it's good for her as well. There's a lot of women over there right now as far as training partners. I know Emily Whitmire's there now. There's a whole bunch that are working over there. So
the Syndicate over at Syndicate are
that's right. That's
a crazy team. I mean, they're a bunch of the best girls in the sport, and they're all in one spot. It's amazing, really. So she's been able to take advantage of that too, which has been awesome.
Have you seen any of the Canadians over there? Aaron Jeffries there, the guy with the mullet. If you don't recognize him, he's a middleweight. I don't think you'd be training with him. And Jasmine Jazavidius is over there too. His Aaron's teammate.
I've trained with Aaron actually. Yeah, one time just because he was going nice and light on me because he is quite a bit bigger.
He's a big guy. I've seen.
Yeah, built like a Baywatch model. He's great. I love that guy. He's been great. Gavin Tucker's over there right now as well. He's been bouncing around. I see him at the PI. We drag him over to Syndicate every now and then. But a few of those guys have been over there. It's been awesome.
Good to hear. Yeah, I know the vibe's just really good there. From some of the fighters I've talked with, so that's really great. And then the weight cut's going well. I know when you're off for a bit, sometimes it's a bit tougher, but I'm sure being close to the PI, that's a really convenient asset to have during this camp.
Oh, definitely. The weight cuts are never really an issue for me. I don't get too big outside of camp. Even at my biggest, I'm still within like a 2-week cut, really. So yeah. It's been easy. And the nutritionists at the PI, they're a great tool as well. I mean, I get like pretty much checked on a few times a week, making sure everything's on track, make sure I'm pacing correctly. My meals are good. Yeah, they take a lot of the load off for my own mental weight from all that. So,
who do you think who will be in your corner for this fight? I was curious with the camp switch up.
So I've got John Wood in the corner, and then my cousin Ricky Simone's making the trip out for us, and Shino Van Hoos.
Nice. There you go. Good combo.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. I've actually won some at separate times. I've won Bellator fights with all of them, so I put them all together for this one.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that would kind of make sense, putting them all together. How do you envision the fight playing out on August 7th?
If I'm being honest, I'm getting a finish somewhere, some way, somehow. Every time I play through it in my mind, even as I'm fighting through things or fighting for things, I envision that finish. I'm really trying to make a statement, and I want that to show, and I believe it will show. So it's going to be tough, but I'm ready to work for it.
Imagine you want to get maybe one more fight in this year just to kind of make up for lost time type thing. Is that kind of what you're aiming for?
I would like to, but if that's me getting greedy. At least one. Fingers crossed for 2 if I can get them spaced out accordingly. But yeah, I'd like to stay active, especially the layoff I didn't like. The fact from Benito Lopez to Chris Gutierrez, I didn't like that layoff either. That just seemed like way too long. I'm in a good spot now, training wise and mentally. I feel great. I would like to keep that ball rolling, get some momentum, and really start making some statements in the division. So.
How's it been adjusting to life in Vegas? What do you get up to as far as downtime? Are you going hiking? Like what do you enjoy doing in Vegas?
Go hiking every now and then. For the most part, we know we're here for work, so we train. And then in my free time, I actually go train other people at another gym called Kilo Club here in Vegas. It's a private club, kind of dope, very dope actually. And then in my downtime, I come back home and I just try to unwind a little bit, mentally prep for the next day. Try to take my weekends kind of light. I don't try to get into too much trouble over here. It's Vegas. So.
Yeah, no, it's good to hear. Before we go, I got to ask, what's that T-shirt you're wearing? It looks pretty cool.
Oh, dang, that's funny. Rick and Morty.
I was going to say, I kind of could tell by the ears. Yeah. I just wanted to double check. So you're a big fan, I take it.
Yeah, I'm a giant fan. I love Rick and Morty. I love all those like sci-fi, Futurama. I love that too, like the sci-fi cartoons, stuff like that. Especially Smart Alex, sci-fi, good cartoons. I'm all about it.
Vince, great to hear from you. Great to see you back in action. It is going to be August 7th, UFC 265. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? I'll give you the last word.
I just want to give a giant shout out to my management. Actually, they've kind of been with me through this whole thing. Get constant checkups on the entire recovery process. Everybody at the PI has been amazing. My strength and conditioning coach, Matt, has built me from the ground up, which has been kind of it's a weird way to say a blessing, but I had to start from nothing coming off this Achilles, so we get a build up from there. Every one of the physical therapists at the Performance Institute, Heather Linden, Terrence Rowe, Bobby, all those guys have been taking great care of me. I'm super grateful to even be able to go back and continue doing the crazy thing that I love doing, and it wouldn't be possible without the entire team. The whole team at Syndicate kind of welcomed me and Shino with open arms. Shino's been right there with me this whole time. It's been a crazy journey, and I still feel like I'm just getting started. I just want to say thank you to all my friends, family, and supporters.